Hi, my name is Emily, and this is the Delight Knits podcast, episode 31. You will probably hear my son in the background screaming, as he just did. Today is Sunday, May 14th. It is Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day to all of you out there watching. This is the Sunday after returning back from vacation. He's having fun out there. I returned from vacation on Wednesday, and it was glorious. It was fun. It was much needed time away from the kids, and I got to do lots of knitting. So I will, get to talking about that here soon. I have one finished object, but I don't have it here with me. I will insert a picture, if I have one. It may be a video clip or something, but I will have links to everything that I talk about in the description box below. All usual things, Instagram, Ravelry, and all that jazz. So my first finished object was a Musselburgh. The pattern is by Ysolda Teague. You've seen me knit. I think this is my 9th one, somewhere in there. But I cast this project on about a week ago. It was the day we were driving to the airport. So Thursday evening, we were driving to the airport. I cast it on, got it past the increases. So I had straight knitting for the plane and walking around Niagara, because I did go to Niagara Falls on the Canada side. And that was the project that I took around everywhere. So we flew out Friday morning, super early Friday morning, and I knit on it a little bit there, but not so much, like throughout flying and stuff like that. And then Friday evening and Saturday I did knit on it a little bit. Then went out with my sister, met some of my sister's friends, did her art show, and then all day Sunday and all day Monday we walked around Niagara Falls on the Canada side, and we did probably about 13-14 miles of walking every day. And I have 2 different reels of clips of me knitting all throughout, like all the different sightseeing places we went while we were walking around. And I literally knit half the hat the first day and half the hat the second day, and finished it on Tuesday evening, right before we got to the downtown area where you have all the different attractions and the Ferris wheel and stuff. So that project was gifted to my brother that evening. He's the one that'll be modeling it. If I can insert the video, I'll put it in right here. But I didn't bring my scale, and so I usually go to 10 grams, or knit the hat until there's 10 grams left, and then start my decreases. But I didn't have my scale, so I couldn't weigh that yarn. And I was a little worried, but I did really well. This is all the leftovers I have. This was knit out of ZZ Textiles in her Snow Melt colorway. And it was 100% superwash merino fingering weight. And I have 3 grams left. So I did really, really well, and I'm proud of myself for that. So that'll be added to my Scrappy Socks bag, which I haven't done. Then, let's see. If you're a knit walker, or knit around while you're walking around, I highly, highly suggest that pattern. It's perfect. I knit it with a 16-inch circular, or 12-inch, or whatever my shorty set comes out to. And I put stitch markers on each of the 4 decreases, and I just leave them until I go up. And so with as much walking around as I did, I ended up losing 1 stitch marker. But I find that as a win, is no drop stitches. I'd only lost 1 out of the 4 stitch markers on there, and I didn't realize it until I started decreases, and I realized I only had 3 spots I was decreasing, because I was only decreasing at the markers. But I mean, that's the chance you take when you knit and you walk around, especially a high traffic area like Niagara Falls. So make sure you check out those 2 reels that I put up on my Instagram. They show some great views of Niagara Falls, and it was a blast. So yeah, that was that project. I also, one that you didn't see before, I had cast on a sock using some Barocco comfort sock I got from Knit Unto Others. This is colorway 18 or color lot 1810. And it's just a vanilla sock. That's nothing fancy. I had cast on and did the cuff that Thursday night, same time I did the increases. And I didn't work on this as much as I thought I would because I was so focused on that Musselburgh. But here it is. I think I'm getting close to the heel, and I think I'm going to do magic heel on these. So there's that. Yeah, super simple. My usual US 0 9-inch circular, 64 stitches, 2x2 for 20 rounds, and so on and so forth. That is that. And I actually have that in my Musselburgh bag, because as soon as my Musselburgh was done, I transferred it to here to keep my big bag organized. My other project that I took, so I only took those 3 projects, right, is I took my Flores, which I'm also knitting with ZZ Textiles. So this is one you saw before. This one is out of her fingering, or her sock, which is a 75-25 in Snowdrift. And I got quite a bit of work done on this as well. It has sleeves. So here it is. I did not do the sleeves to pattern, and I'm not doing the hem to the pattern. So I was about here. My stitch marker fell off. This one's got a little gap in between the little lobster claw, so it doesn't like close completely. So it did fall off this morning or yesterday when I was knitting on it. So it might be off a little bit, but it really doesn't matter. This is the one that's marking the sleeve split, and that's a little more important. So I did at least this much work. I literally just started the hem this morning. I did the sleeves, and I did do short sleeves, but not to pattern, as I said. The pattern specifies that you literally start the sleeves right after the sleeve split. Like, you just do maybe 2 to 3 rounds and then I-cord bind off, and that's it. And there's also a detail, I don't know specifically what the detail is, that you do right before the hem on the sleeves and on the bottom hem, and I wasn't a fan of that so much. It broke up like the ribbing from the broken rib to the 1x1 rib for the hem, but I just wasn't a fan of it. So all I did was switch my needles, and instead of doing a 1x1 rib, I actually kept the 2x1 rib going, and I just did twisted stitches for the knits. And I switched to my smaller needle, and it's a 2-stitch I-cord bind off, and I think that looks great. So yeah, so that's that, and that's what you did. As I mirrored that did the hem based off of the cast on and the collar, how it's a 2x1 twisted rib. So that's why I chose that. But it fits kind of like where these sleeves are ending on me, right before my elbow. I have a lot of the shirts I wear to work end that right in there, so I think it'll be great, and it may get some more length after I block it out, because it is a very deep raglan. I'm also doing the body longer, and I just started the hem. I need to block it and before I finish, but I know I'm gonna at least do 2 inches of the hem. But same thing, I just switched to my smaller needles, and I doing the twisted rib, just like I did here. And you can kind of tell where it switches, because it's not broken rib anymore. It's the twisted, it's just straight ribbing, 2x1 ribbing. But I am greatly enjoying this, and I'm ready for it to be finished so I can wear it if it's not too freaking hot here in Arkansas. Went from a gorgeous 60-65 in Canada and not humid in New York and Canada where I was at, to walking out of the airport and choking on the humidity. And then it rained for 3 days. So it's still very humid. So yeah, that is my Flores by Iri Shimizu, if I am correct. And I'm going to move that stitch marker now. Let's see, I still have my Starflake, but I don't think I touched it in the 2 weeks since I talked to y'all last. Let me check. I'll just pull it out. It's not a big deal. Oh, and for this, I still have one full. This will definitely be enough, and I'll have leftovers, and this is how much I have of that other skein. So this took me 2.5, I would say. Maybe a little less than, maybe about 2.25 skeins. Because I had all those leftovers, and then I purchased one. And it's fitting just right in. Rachel did a good job dyeing it and keeping it consistent. So that's that. Starflake. Let's pull that out. I may have just done one row on it, honestly. Okay, there's my stitch marker. Yeah, it doesn't even look like I did a row. Okay, yeah, I think I did a row, basically attaching everything, because I don't think I was connected to yarn last time. So I think I literally did one row. And that was that. Oh, back. But I got stitch sharpeners on it because there's so many stitches. Starflake, one row, and that was it. But here it is. And I think I remember saying I was putting it up because I had this other project. So no, you probably get tired of me saying it, but I've been knitting swatches for Ruby and Rose's yarn. Last time I was working on just the sample swatches, and I showed off the yarn that I had not caked, that I've received and I had not caked yet. So this is that swatch that I was working on, and you saw the texture swatches too. Those were done. So they are now blocked. So this is what the tonal swatches are going to look like. I think it looks fantastic. I did do this Lavium braid looser, and that's what I'm doing for the current ones. This one's a little bit tighter. You can't really see the actual braid part. I mean, it looks fine, but I like the bigger one. You can tell my tension was looser. This was my very first Lavium braid, so it's my test swatch. Testing out which looks better. But it looks great blocked. So this was that. It's finished. It was not finished last time. And I've already mailed off 3 swatches to her. And I'll insert pictures. I did end up redoing one of the colorways because there was a big purple splotch right in the middle, or speckle right in the middle. And so I ended up redoing that one, and that's here. I don't think she's even named these yet. So yeah. That's this one. It looks great. And these are based off of the Hearth sock pattern by Dana Rae Makes. And of course I had to play with the pattern, but base pattern is the Hearth socks by Dana Rae Makes. So there is that one. So that one was number 4. Here's number 5. Ends are woven and I just don't clip them. I let Addie do that. And here is number 6. So I did all 6 of the speckles and variegated that I have, and I should be receiving some more tomorrow to keep going. Let's see. Show you these. So that's that one. Looks like a sunset. It's gorgeous. And then this one is, I cannot get out of my head, so I think she has this one paired with a bright neon yellow. like right in here, but so much brighter. This with that Surrey on yellow, ooh, that would be good. Let's see, so that was those two. And then this one, that cake got a mess. I love this one. This one makes me think of Kristen from We Share Needles. So that one, I don't have the tonal that goes with that. And then this one, that one and this one are ones that I mailed off, so I don't have. So yeah, and that actually is a good color representation. Sometimes taking pictures of this, it skews a little more blue, but it's like a blue-green. Yeah. Oh, here's the tonal. I haven't started the tonal, but these two is what she has matched. Yeah. And then last one. Oh, let me put these up real quick. Then I have this one, which is paired with this one. Pow. Look at that bright pink. That is a fluorescent pink. I don't know if it technically is fluorescent, like if it would show under black light. I'm assuming it would, but it's a very, like, it's that bright. It is that bright. But she has these paired together. And so since I'm done with all the speckles, I was working on my first tonal swatch. I've got ends everywhere on this, but here is, oh yeah, here is that. I've got the first Lavium braid done. It almost like turns down. I don't know. It'll probably, it's not yet blocked, but, and I am a couple of rows away from the next Lavium braid. Pretty much 2/3 of the way done with this. So there's that one, and then I only have enough yarn to start on that other swatch, but I'll receive the rest, or at least a majority of the rest, tomorrow and get started on those. So I am so excited to get these sent off to Addie. She also just today posted pictures of her wedding shawl that I did knit for her at the end of 22, and oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. So be sure to go check that out. I will link her shop and maybe her Instagram if I can remember for that. But yeah, that's all that I've been knitting on. So with all of these swatches that I'm doing, I get to keep the yarn that's left over, which is going to be quite a bit. Because I think there's like 20 plus skeins of yarn. It's a lot. And I've just been thinking of a penguono in it. Because I've already got all that Advent yarn. Yeah, that Advent yarn and leftovers from other projects. So my side of the bed's the other side, and it's on the floor in the box. And so I've got all of that in there that I am using for a Gardy Cardi. And I've already got it organized like light to dark, like she talks about in the pattern, because I bought it already. And so I'm going to knit that first. Oh my gosh, I've got so many plans. And then whatever's left over from there, I'll do I think I want to do a penguono. It'll be great with all those bright colors. Perfect Stephen West pattern, right? But we'll see. That's way on down the road. Quite a bit down the road. I also have some yarn from Ruby and Roses for a mist tee. I almost cast that on to take with me, but I'm glad I didn't. Didn't really get much knitting done on anything besides my Musselburgh, because we were walking around all day long. Once we got to the house, we all crashed. Then I've got my rose cardigan that I need to cast on. I really want to knit a Dear Duomo. I've got a contrast color coming in for the Alley sweater. I purchased a contrast color from Coast to Coast Yarn. I bought homespun quilt, so that should be coming in soon. And then I've got a gift card to ZZ Textiles that I'm going to buy the main color for that. I think I'm going to do Collins. she also has a sweater's quantity of leather on fingering that is been in my cart, and I told myself if it was back when I got, or if it was there when I got back from vacation, I would buy it, but I've got so much yarn, I just need more time to knit. Can knitting be my full job, please? Please. If only. So, yeah, that's all that I've been knitting on in the last couple weeks. You may or may not see much progress on the socks and the Starflake. You'll definitely be seeing more swatches. Maybe, just maybe, I'll get that Flores done. We'll see. We will see. But, yeah. I hope everybody has had a great 2 weeks and a great Mother's Day. And I think that's about all I have to talk about. So, thanks for hanging out and listening to me chat about my yarn and knitting. My daughter always says, "Mommy, you yarn? You yarn? Mommy, that your yarn?" So it's my yarn hobby. Instead of knitting, it's my yarn, which is a lot. So she loves it. She helped me swift up a lot of this Ruby and Roses collection, and it was a blast. So I will see y'all in the next 2 weeks. Bye.